Welcome to the Roundup for February 5, 2023. Hopefully, you guys are having a very good weekend as we get ready for the Call of Duty specials coming to the channel as soon as Tuesday night. So, I want to get you ready for that. So, we have something special for you. So, here is the board for this weekend and this week. Keep in mind that tonight we are starting our Indie Game Sundays. Indie Game Sundays. But it's not going to return until after the Call of Duty special. So every Sunday we're going to be highlighting a indie game for you. We're going to be streaming it live for you guys as normal. 5:30 every Sunday plus 8:45 if there needs to be a part 2 for this particular game. And this particular game there is going to be a part 2 at least. And that is going to be Lumen Tale: The Memories of Trey. It's a game that looks like Pokemon, but in a different way, in a different format. I'm not going to explain it now because I don't want to do spoilers, but I'm going to say it looks pretty cool. That's tonight at 5:30. Then we have Mario Galaxy with Francis the Fox. It is our Mario Mondays. It is part 4 and 5. Now, here's where it gets a little bit more dicey. The schedule after after the Sonic VR chat is going to be off just a little bit because we're going to start our Call of Duty specials. I have not put them up on the board just because it's not Monday yet, and I want to make sure you guys know before I put them up. So that's why I did the graphic about the Call of Duty specials. So starting Tuesday night at 8:45, there is going to be some Call of Duty action. Francis the Fox will not return until after the Call of Duty specials, which could be a long period. So keep that in mind. On the 14th, we're going to do our special Call of Duty end of season 1. We're going to try for a dub on Warzone. We will be playing with content creators. On the 15th, we're going to finally drop into Ashika Island. And I'll be telling you guys about that in just a moment. So basically, the next 2 days are gonna be normal until the Tuesday night. So now let me show you guys the community tab, and let me show you guys the graphic for the Call of Duty specials. So for the Call of Duty specials, we start Tuesday night at 8:45. I do say Wednesday for a full day, but we're gonna start at Tuesday night to make sure the algorithm enjoys our content. So Tuesday night at 8:45, we're gonna start with multiplayer Call of Duty. So we're gonna take it easy, basically. All right, we're gonna try to play with our fellow content creators. And on February 8th, we start the official specials. So on February 8th, we're going to have a special edition of RetroYuuki Gaming News. We're going to break down the Call of Duty blog breakdown. So on February 8th, there's going to be a new Call of Duty blog article that we're going to be breaking down on the channel. And we're going to break this down because they're going to also include the roadmap like they did in Season 1 for Call of Duty. So for Season 1, they did this roadmap that included Warzone 2.0. So now we're going to get the roadmap for Season 2 on February 8th. So we're going to have a special edition of RetroYuuki Gaming News. That's what RYGN stands for. Then we start our specials at the regular time of streaming 5:30 and 8:45. For February 8th to 10th, we're going to be focusing on DMZ. Then on the 11th, we're going to have our community night open lobby. By the way, all of these are open lobbies, so don't worry. If you want to play, come on in. Just keep in mind that one of these days we're going to have a co-stream with or co-stream or play with content creators like Game of Green, Jimmy Dukes Gaming, Unfortunate One, Jiffy Gaming X, those four. On the 12th to the 13th, we're going to have a Warzone day. 12 and 13, we're going to play Warzone, as in the regular Battle Royale. But we're going to be playing the mini trio. Mini trio. So there's a big boy and there's a small boy. We're gonna play the small boy. So we're gonna play the trios. So that's 12 and 13. If you guys want to play, come on in. On the 14th, 14th is technically a Tuesday. Yes, it is. Tuesday the 14th. We're going to do the finale of season 1. We're going to do our last final drops in Warzone. So if you want to play, come on in. That's the last day for season 1. But I'm going to tell you something. Al Mazrah is not going anywhere. I'll explain why in a moment. Now, what I did not tell you guys is February 13th at 5:30. There's going to be a one stream break from Call of Duty because in VR chat we're going to be celebrating a special occasion on February 13th. So that's a Monday. That would be normally a Mario Day. But we're going to be celebrating a special occasion on the 13th of February in VR chat. I cannot tell you what it is. It's a surprise. But that's the only break we're going to have from Call of Duty as of right now. So February 13 at 5:30, we're going to have a one stream break from COD. We're going to be doing VR chat in character, of course, and we're going to be celebrating a special occasion. And then on the 15th, we start season 2. So we'll be doing our roundup for February 15th, and we're going to be celebrating season 2. Now, season 2 will not officially start until 15, most likely 9:30 a.m. in the morning. We will not be doing 9:30 stream. We will be doing 5:30 stream. We're going to be celebrating the premiere by doing DMZ in the Ashika Island as well as Resurgence. So Resurgence makes its return to COD from a little bit ago. So if you're not familiar with what Resurgence is, it's Warzone but with revival timer. So if you die in Warzone, you go to the Gulag. If you die in Gulag, you are out unless there is a jailbreak or there is a buy. You buy in with the in-game money. If you bought in, you're back in. Okay? But with Resurgence, you have revival timer. So if you die in the Resurgence, you can still come back as long as it's not after the 4th circle. Usually after the 4th circle, they close it. Final 20 usually is final 20. They cut off the Resurgence. So that is what Resurgence mode is if you're not familiar. On the 16th, we're going to be doing the Warzone on Ashika. On the 17th, we're going to be doing 2 streams, one for DMZ, one for Resurgence. And the 18th, finally, 18th, we're going to have our final community night for Call of Duty for the month of February. And in particular, we're going to be focusing on Resurgence. On the 19th, we are returning to normal content. That includes our indie game night. And I have selected the game Hi-Fi Rush for you guys. Hi-Fi Rush was just recently shadow dropped, meaning there was no marketing for it, nobody knew about it, and then all of a sudden, potentially Game of the Year candidate. On the 20th, Francis the Fox returns with Mario Galaxy. We're not going to be done tomorrow, there's no way. And then we are also returning to a game called Maple Story, so if you've never seen that, you're in for a treat. We're going to be doing Maple Story. Now, I did mention I was going to tell you guys why you cannot say goodbye to Al Mazrah, but you can say goodbye to Season 1. So what is going on with Al Mazrah? So in the Call of Duty blog, I think it was a few days ago. They did mention there was going to be a new faction crown, but you need to buy the full game, the $70 version, in order to get this new faction crown. But here's the deal. Here's the deal about the missions. From what I read recently, some of the missions that you're going to be encountering when it comes to season 2 actually pertain to 3 locations, and that is Al-Mazrah, the Building 21, and Ashika Island. And that has been particular for DMZ. So some of the missions that are going to be included just happen to have all 3. So for example, let's say that a mission will start you out in Al-Mazrah, and then the second part is going to be in Building 21. The final part is going to be in Ashika. So some of the missions will have you cross plane in 3 locations: Basra, Building 21, and Ashika. So that's why you cannot say goodbye to Ashika rather than like a few months ago you say goodbye to Fortune's Keep. There's or Pacific. It's not like that in this one. You have to have all 3 locations. And then with Rashika, with Amazra, they're actually going to be some AI. Some AI is going to be tuning for difficulty. So they're going to obviously keep Amazra. So they're forcing you to play all 3. The other thing that's going to be changing is the cards. So in order to unlock Building 21, you need to go into like get a card, a Building 21 card, and Al-Mazrah has been selected again, and Ishik Island if you guys want to get the keys. You need to get the cards by using the Sam site crates, Copper Boss crates, Buy Station, or Legendary Orange crate. So you can tell which one it's the card. It's going to highlight yellow. It's like a special item, and you can only get the cards in these 4 locations. And if you want to keep the card, you have to extract with the card. That's how that works. So basically, they've been focusing more on DMZ and Warzone. However, there have been leaks recently about some things about multiplayer. I do want to go over that because we are having a multiplayer day for the season 2. So let me show you guys what that looks like. Let me show you guys what that actually looks like. Here we go. Here's the vlogs. So they said like they put a lot of emphasis on DMZ and Warzone. But for multiplayer, they put almost nothing. However, a quick Google search on Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer season 2, there's a few videos on it, and one of them actually mentions something called infection. So infection mode apparently appeared in Modern Warfare 3, as in the old one. And usually you would find this information by Charlie Intel. With this thing right here, Charlie Intel. It says Modern Warfare 2 Season 2 early patch notes. Rank play, new weapons, maps, modes, hardcore. Yes, hardcore. Yay, finally, huh? They haven't done this for a while. But Tier 1 was supposed to be their hardcore mode, but how are you going to understand what that is if it's called Tier 1? Tier 1 was technically their version of hardcore mode, but nobody knows about it because it's called Tier 1 and everybody thinks it's something else. That's what that's what's confusing about it. So let's take a look at this. It's called Modern Warfare 2 Season 1 look reloaded. There's new maps, new weapons, operators. For Season 2, here's what they're going to have. The release date is going to be officially February 15, 2023. Okay, I believe that is a typo here. It's going to be at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. GMT. Season 2 will be delayed until February 15. Here's what's going to happen. They're going to include ranked play. So you have ranked. You're going to have some ranks. Okay, CDL Moss Pit. So the CDL Moss Pit is basically the game modes, but they're playing by the CDL rules, Call of Duty League. So whatever their rules are, you're going to be playing by their rules. Some of the weapons that are going to be included for Season 2, according to Charlie Intel, is going to be the crossbow and VEPR-12. So if you guys are interested in the VEPR-12, that is for you. Season 2 game modes, according to leaks, are as follows. Data mining, fan favorite gun game, gunfight, and cranked. So unfortunately, I heard recently too, gun game is not included, and potentially gunfight. However, these are leaks, so these are subject to obviously change. But cranked, if you played Cold War, Call of Duty Cold War, there was a game mode called Cranked. I believe it was for cranked domination. So what happens is there's this timer, and if you don't get a kill, timer goes off and boom. That's what cranked means. But I remember playing that. That was pretty fun. That was in Cold War. Gun game, if you're not aware, is where it's a free for all, but if you get a kill, you get a new weapon. You keep going all the way onto the final weapon, which is like a crossbow, knife, or knife, throwing knife, just in case. So that is called gun game. So you go all the way to knife. Once you get the kill with a knife, you win. Next, we have hardcore mode. So they're gonna replace tier 1 with hardcore. Basically, the hardcore mode is everything of team deathmatch and core, but you have no HUD. Yep, no HUD, and there's friendly fire. Okay. In addition to that, the only time the HUD appears is if you have a UAV. Here we go. Now we're going to talk about the maps for season 2. Um, the rumors are that there's going to be castle. However, according to recent data, castle is going to be only part of the Ashika Island. So we're going to be breaking down the locations. But here is what they're referring to when it comes to castle. They're talking about this puppy right here. So they were thinking originally this was supposed to be like a multiplayer map, the castle by itself. But from recent data and recent videos and recent things, some of them are saying that you know what, it's not a multiplayer map. It's going to be just part of the Ashika Island. You can play in the castle, but it's only on Ashika Island. It's not a regular map on COD. However, there is a map that we're going to be talking about that is going to be part of Season 2. So we're going to go over that in just a few moments from now. So that is what we, yeah, it turns out that the leak images correspond to the Arisika Island resurgent map. We have a new operator called Ronin. So if you like operators, there, that is for you. Ronin, RONIN. So the operator, you get new new guy, new character. If you guys are interested in that, there is going to be a new UI. Like finally, where has this been for like 2 years? Like no cap. New UI. Have you ever seen the UI of Modern Warfare 2? It looks like a Hulu. You know how you watch Hulu movie? You watch the Hulu, and the UI of Modern Warfare 2 looks like it's you playing watching Hulu movies. No cap. Finally, they're going to bring a change to UI. It's like been like 400 years. But here's what it looks like. The changes include the following: improved navigation and organization of the camel menu. More polished showsome tab, including improved channel swapping and player muting. New My Bundle screen. Yay, bundles. Yeah, that was fantastic because you know what? They're doing that for a reason. We need to talk about something else that disappeared. Quick equip items from Battle Pass, My Bundles in store, Recital Preview in store, and Gunsmith. Improved clarity of attachment blocking, logic, and Gunsmith, and made bug fixes. Okay. Yay. Yeah. What happened to that last year? Modern Warfare 2 Season 2 perk balancing. So, if you're not aware of how this works, it's basically the perks of the game and multiplayer and the timing. So, there's no more pick 10. So, back in Modern Warfare 2, and I mean the real Modern Warfare 2, you can pick your guns, the primary and secondary. Then you can pick your three thingies, like your lethal, your three other things, like your throwing knives, all that good stuff. Then you get 3 perks, and then if you have a bonus perk or bonus thing, then you can add that to your class. They don't have that anymore. Well, they do, except it's weird. Instead of Modern Warfare Original 2, where they give you the perks right away, they're going to give you timer. So you can only access these perks like 5 minutes later or 10 minutes later, etc. And they're talking about more specifically Ghost. I believe Ghost is the one that you are undetected by UAV. If I'm wrong, correct me in the comments. But I remember Ghost is one of big perk. It's either those who want to play more aggressively or more tactical. Next thing, Modern Warfare 2 audio fix. Yeah, audio fix. And I'm not talking about like, oh, it's too you cannot hear my stream. I'm actually talking about the in-game audio here. A lot of people have been criticizing the footstep audio, like boom, 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 boom. It's too loud, according to a lot of players. And I do agree, I hear footsteps. I hear a lot of footsteps. And that's what a lot of people were concerned about because once you never know who's around the corner. Is it a teammate? Is it an opponent? You never know. And they're loud. But I do want to go over one map they did bring back, they are planning to bring back, and that is called Museum. What is Museum, you ask? I'm happy that you asked. Because back in the demo, in the beta, in October of 2022, I believe, there was a map called Museum. So this museum map, was going to be returning, but they took it out because of copyright reasons. Now they're going to come back with the map. Apparently, that's what the rumor is. So here is the map that Charlie Intel tweeted out. According to this, this is on the first. No, this is on the 27th of January. Museum is returning. Call of Duty Focus called Twitter account Charlie Intel teases the map's return by simply posting an image of following the MW2 Season 2 blog post. Though we recommend taking this tease with caution, its notable absence to arm to any legalities does support its reappearance next season. So there was the location that it's based on. Apparently, from what the story is, they have copyright. They were not allowed to use it, basically. So they took it out from the beta into the first season of W1, W2, excuse me. Now they're gonna plan to bring it back for season 2. But again, we have not seen the roadmap until February 8th. Here's what else got got um got interesting. Infected mode will return for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 Season 2. What is infected mode, you might be asking? It's basically zombies. Kind of. It's been a little bit since I played any of infected mode. But it has something to do with zombies. It's back in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 as a private match mode. Infected sees players take the role of survivors in quotation marks, nominating one of their teammates at random to become the infected. Survivors must hide and or evade the infected player as the timer runs out unless they can successfully kill them. That is how infected works, and that is mostly for multiplayer. Okay, so yay, we get infected. Now, for me, it's like I haven't played it much, so I'm interested in trying it out. But yeah, so that is how the multiplayer night will shape up for our channel. So that's a lot of information to get ready for, huh? So lots of new stuff. So infected, we have the new map museum. We have Ashika Island. We have the DMZ. We have the missions being cross location per se. That's just my version of saying it. And we have a lot of good stuff on the way. So it all begins Tuesday night, 8:45. We're gonna get started with our Call of Duty specials. You know it's gonna be interesting. And then February 8th, we're going to do our Call of Duty blog breakdown on RetroYuuki News. So sit back, relax, enjoy all the Call of Duty because I'm gonna tell you now, it's gonna get wild in the next 48 hours. Especially if you're Call of Duty fans out there. So to my fellow Call of Duty fans, let's drop in, shall we? As I always say here on the channel, live life to the fullest, don't complain, entertain. And we'll see you guys very soon, 5:30 for our indie game night. And on Tuesday, we're gonna drop in, folks.